appreciate you guys, being here. The first thing I want to say is I'm so happy for Coach Shiano in football. It's a heck of a win. His entire team is hurt. The best running back in the Big Ten is out, and he figures out a way to win against Minnesota. Our women's soccer team, I have to do this. Mike O'Neill does as good a job as anyone in the country. Plays in the finals. Yesterday, there's 18 teams in the league, so you get to the finals. Unbelievable job, and then Coquise is 3-0. So happy for Rutgers Nation, and today I'm thankful. The crowd was great. I knew St. Pete's. They had studied the Seton Hall tape, and tough, physical basketball team. I knew how up they would be for this game, and I just love the fact that down the stretch, held them to no points in the last 4.5 minutes, and we got to the free throw line. We made free throws. These guys are our 3 leading rebounders. So PJ gets 7. I've been on these guys about rebounding. Dylan gets 6, and Jordan gets some traffic rebounds at the end. And our defense was really, really good during that stretch. So great crowd, great environment, and a win against a team that played in the NCAA tournament last year. We got to get better, obviously, and we will. So appreciate it.
Steve, what can your team get out of this game to take a punch from St. Peter's? Like you said, they have experience on a big stage, to be shorthanded, and then to come back and win.
Yeah, it's a great. Some of these games are just tough. You have to figure out a way, and and they're physical and they're real tough, and they're going to be one of the better defensive teams in the country. So, you got to learn. We got a lot of new guys out there at the end, and I tell you, they were some great leadership. Jordan said a few things in the huddle, and Jay Mike was fantastic. Like, this is what we do. Get a stop, and he made a big basket too on a drive. But these games help you a ton. You learn a lot of lessons. We got to get better in a lot of areas. We had some screen coverage mishaps and some other timely mistakes. But we'll devour the film, and we'll learn a lot from this. And this is part of the journey.
Steve, what did you like about your defense in the last 4 minutes, and what didn't you like in the first half? Seemed like.
Well, I hated 42 points in the first half. That's not us, but we get up and down this year too. So we play at a faster pace. So teams are going to have more opportunities. But I really thought from the first 4 minutes of the second half, we played Rutgers basketball. Ball pressure was elite, and then Jay Mike comes in and gives us some really good minutes too in the ball pressure department. But our bench has been fantastic. Lathan Somerville, back-to-back double-figure games, freshman. Obviously, what Dylan does in his first 2 games. And then these guys, I'm asking them to rebound and do a lot and learn a lot. And, the second half, we really settled down and we played our defense. And, I thought we had a couple breaks there where we could really open up the game, but we missed a layup. We got some tough calls at the rim. And weren't able to kind of put it away that way. But I loved how we finished. 11-0 run to wrap up the game. They didn't score in the last 4.5 minutes. It's a good sign. Good sign.
Yeah, Coach, what was the message at halftime?
It was quiet. Yeah, I was nice to them. I hugged them all, and I told them how much I appreciate their lousy defense. So that was pretty much it. But no, I just told them we got to settle down, and we changed up some things, and we got more aggressive on ball screen action. We went under some ball screens, so we made some, good adjustments. But our guys decided that they were going to rebound and take away some big plays. And, I thought we were really locked in, in the second half. And we weren't as much as you need to be in the first half of these games.
Steve, can you talk a little bit more about Martini's performance today, especially late game? It seemed like he wasn't really filling the stat sheet, but he was all over the ball on the offensive end and the defensive end.
Defensively, he does a lot of things for us. And I tell you what, we ran a play out of a timeout and got him a wide open look. And, I feel really comfortable when these guys are shooting the basketball like that. But he's able to guard multiple positions, and he's real physical. And, all these guys are. They got physical rebounds, too, down the stretch. So Martini's a good leader. And, he's another voice out there on the court. And, he gives us a new look at the 5, So we have 3 5 men that are very different. And Emmanuel gave us good minutes today, too. And then Lathan comes in, and then Zebo's different because he can shoot threes and do some things. So, we could be very unique with those guys.
Back here and then John.
Dylan, I wanted to ask you, what's going on through your head when it's those crunch time moments, two minutes, a minute, and you have the ball in your hands and you're entrusted to close out those games?
I mean, just make the right play, honestly. I mean, Coach Pike put trust in me, to go out there, and just be the team leader, Sometimes shot might not fall, but, the biggest thing for me is just making the right play, ultimately just making a winning play.
Coach, despite shooting 3 for 16 tonight, you guys still finding a way to win. How dangerous do you think this team could be once chemistry is established and you guys are actually hitting on all cylinders?
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of unique, and we haven't shot the ball great. We made free throws today, which was important, but I think got some really good shooters, and Ace was our leading scorer in the preseason, so you have another guy that's able to do that. But when they share the game, I mean, and trust him, Ace works. As good a player down the stretch. These guys, we just got to keep growing and keep getting better and getting some of our younger guys more experience. And, I think this team has a chance if we stay together and we keep making the extra pass and learning from our defensive mistakes.
Pat and then Brian.
This is for Dylan and Dirkak. Just down the stretch, and what were you guys feeding off defensively, and how did you guys kind of just get that rhythm defensively?
I think we're just feeding off, I get the environment in the gym. The gym was loud. Every time we go down defense, the gym makes it hard for other teams to score. They really help us. So, I mean, we're just feeding off the energy, just knowing that, we got to string stops together to win. That's what we did.
Yeah, like Dylan said, obviously the environment tonight was awesome, super loud. We had a timeout with probably 2, 3, 4 minutes left, and all we said, we were up 1 point at that point, and all we talked about was if they can't score, they won't win this game. And that's a credit to the old guys. I'm thinking Martini probably said it, we went out there and we finished the game an 11-0 run, and that's kind of what put us in this position to win.
Steve, what do you think of how Lathan is developing in his first 2 games, and are you going to continue to bring him off the bench?
Oh yeah, I mean, I never change on a win starting lineup, but. Yeah, I mean, Lathan's going to play a ton of minutes. We got a lot of guys at that 5 spot, but he keeps getting better and better. Proud of him. 2 back-to-back double-figure games and grab 5 rebounds. Say he's an excellent passer, too. You'll see more as the year goes on, and we could do a lot of things, with the ball in his hands. And, he's just got to keep getting better. You got to keep getting better, know the physicality, know the angles that he needs to play at, and, get his voice up to snuff, too, with string coverages and – but he's come a long way since June 15th. Real proud of Lathan, and he's going to be a big part of us moving forward here.
Brian and then Jerry.
Steve, it looked like Ace was shooting some shots pregame, jogged to the locker room. How close was he to playing tonight?
Close, yeah, close.
What are the odds you think he is? He plays on Friday.
I mean, I'm not the doctor. If I was, I would, but he's close. He's close.
Jerry.
Steve, the second half opens, and Jordan had 3 straight assists, so the third was really a hockey assist, but led to 3 straight buckets. What kind of a tone does that set for your team?
I mean, the one thing Jordan does a lot, he draws fouls too, but he's he can do a lot of things for our team. We can move him around. He was guarding 5s at the end of the game, and he's tough enough to do that and grab the huge traffic rebound. He's a really good passer. He can score. He can go downhill. He knows how to play. Defensively too, he jumped a few plays. He was about a half a foot late on a couple steals that could have kind of iced the game a little bit earlier. But brings a lot to our team. Really glad to have him. And like I said, these 3 guys, led us in rebounding. That's awesome when you got 3 guards that are sticking their nose in there and getting rebounds like that. It helps us so many ways. But Jordan, PJ, Dylan. And they draw a lot of fouls, those guys. So, we get to the line 25 times today because those guys are driving downhill.
Christian in the back, and then we'll finish with Jaden.
Coach, I know Jordan came in with a defensive reputation, one of the top defensive players in the country last year. What does he bring in particular in some of those moments tonight when you need to settle things down and kind of step up and make some plays?
It's great for me in the journey. I get to see their faces in the huddles and what have you. And Jordan's a focused guy. We're getting rebounds. He's got a toughness about him and a calmness, too, about him in those huddles. And that's what experience does for you. And, he brings a lot. A lot to us here. I look forward to seeing what the rest of the year will bring.
Go Last one, Jaden.
Steve, we've talked about veterans who affect winning. Wednesday it was PJ and also Jordan. Jordan and Jeremiah tonight. Jeremiah doesn't have it offensively, but he's a plus 17. The leadership that these guys have had, how much has that continued to show day in, day out?
Yeah, it really has. And these guys, even though he's been here a year and they're starting to take on that leadership role. You know, the more everyone's together and everyone's rooting for each other, the better we're going to be. But Jay Will's been great. I said that to you guys since June. I mean, he's kind of been, a voice, and he does do a lot of things. We got a lot of guys. He plays the 1, he plays the 4. We move him around. Jay Will, he can score, he can go downhill. But today you saw he affected the game, and he didn't score, the points that he usually scores. So, it's a good sign for us. We need all these guys. We really do. And we're going to be a team. We're going to win because of the group. This isn't just a one-man, show. This is everyone doing what they need to do.